All right, welcome. Are you guys separate today?
Yeah, because Claudia, she's in the kitchen right now.
Good on you guys. Claudia, what are you cooking? Looks really delicious.
Yeah,
Whatever is in that pan.
Monday is pretty hard. We have to cook a lot of stuff. So yeah,
Lunches and stuff as well, right?
yeah.
Oh, gee, that's yeah, that's not easy. That looks pretty good. All right, guys, let's get started. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. I think um, we'll just. I think we have a bit of time, but let's get started. I think you guys are tired. Let's get into it. Michael, you are right next to my screen, so let's
Yeah.
get it started.
So I'm so grateful that I can be or we can be part of ABS Academy. It's so powerful, and I have to say, after we watched the mindset lessons, standing ovation for you, Jack. Really,
Thank you. Thank you.
that's really good. Um, and we didn't send the messages yet because we wanted to finish with our profiles on LinkedIn and all
Yeah.
the stuff, but we did research, so we got like five yoga retreats.
Yeah.
So we will be ready soon because yeah, we had Friday dentist appointment, so it was pretty crazy, and Sunday, Saturday. So yeah,
Yeah.
we did a bit of work, but yeah, we
No.
still.
Awesome. Awesome. Good work. Thank you. I'll take all the credit. Thank you. No, good. Look, I think one of the things, just to add to that, for LinkedIn, there are a few changes happened in last month or so.
Yeah.
LinkedIn actually have now restricted how many invites you can send within a week.
Yep.
So just
Yep.
be mindful of that. So you
Sure.
only can send about 15, 20 a day. Um, I've been sending from last many months and months, we've been sending 99 or 90 a day. So we've been lucky in that sense. It worked really well. But I think now we just LinkedIn is sort of restricting it. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, sure.
Just keep that in mind. Awesome, awesome. So what's the next step? What are you working towards?
Next step, because I'm gonna have a busy week on the farm, and
Okay.
Claudia will be free, I think, on Thursday, Friday. So we would like to send those messages,
Yeah.
maybe even more than five, and yeah, to get clarity with the offer for them.
Yeah.
And yeah, the next step is gonna be warm the email this week as well.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Good.
the
Good.
plan.
All right. That's the part of the process, right? Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Just keep taking action. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think you'll start seeing the results pretty quickly. Once you go, I think the biggest thing which I feel that once you guys gone through the process, one time, then it's just gonna be like keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it.
Yeah.
And then I think the first one is I feel my job is to just make sure you get the first one right and you
Yeah.
do the work. And once you get that right, it's pretty cool stuff after that. Yeah. Hey David, welcome my friend.
Hey.
Good to have you
Hey
here.
guys, how are you?
Awesome, awesome. We just got started, David. Awesome. Michael, anything else?
And not for now.
Awesome. Good. Let's give a big round of applause. Michael. Good work, Michael. All right, Chetan, you're right next to my screen. Let's do it.
Hey, so I do have two, three things after running stuff for 2, 3 weeks. So I don't know, David, you want to go first? Mine might take a little bit longer than yours, I have a feeling, but totally up to you.
Okay, so I'm just getting, no worries, just getting myself prepped. Guys, I just arrived in Surfers Paradise today. Actually, I'm doing a bit of a family holiday, so
Nice, nice.
yeah, so just
Love it.
got away. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for family time. I'm grateful for that I'm now doing something that I love, and grateful that I've finally been able to let go of the old identity of what I was doing before and say, no, this is me 100%. So yeah, everything's good. I hope everyone's well.
Yes.
Okay, so I think I had a question, Jag. It was last week and you had suggested that I come on to today's session and ask it. It's actually about video 1 of the training for the email, the cold outreach.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm just looking at what I've got here, and I don't know if I can share my screen, but
No, you can. Go for it.
I can. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just bear with me. Sorry, guys. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yep, I can.
Yep. Perfect. Okay. So I bought the domain a while ago. It was brightwaterdigital.com. I'm currently using brightwaterdigital.com.au, which points to this particular website, which again, I need to redo it because I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
But I bought brightwaterdigital.com, and following the instructions, I went to here.
Yeah.
And I tried to redirect.
Yeah.
That to brightwaterdigital.com.au.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem to be working. So if I go into, for example, I know, and that's probably a very easy fix, Jag. I'll just
That's okay. We'll fix it right now. I know what the problem is.
Oh, you do. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, this like .dream.website, that's all of that other stuff that these guys did that built the original website. It's terrible. So it actually can't be reached. So there's something.
All right. So let's go back. Let's go back to that. All right. So the domain provider. Yeah. So this domain, can you scroll up a little bit? I just want to see which domain is part of this. So bridgewater.com.au. Okay. Scroll a little bit down. Scroll down a little bit. All right. Source URL is this, and we want to point it to www.com.au. Okay. So here is one thing when we do it, redirection. Let me just have a look. Right. So I know the problem, but just give me test it first before I do it.
Sure.
Right. Just give me 30 seconds. So, hey, Katrina, you here as well? Welcome.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Hi, Katrina.
Good to see you.
Good to see you guys too.
All right, let's see. Where am I? Okay. All right. I've got a few of them. .com. Okay, let's have a look at this. I think it's the problem of manage. Okay, let me go in mine. Okay, got it. .com. Interesting. Okay. Can we? Okay, I think you have. Let me have a look. What's the URL? It's brightwaterdigital.com, right?
Yep.
Waterdigital.com. Let me press it. Okay, the connection is not private. Okay, it's going to www.com.au. Okay, so what's going on at the moment is it's pointing. So, all right. So here's a problem. Your website. Let's see if it is HTTPS. Oh, yeah. Okay. So your website is not secured at the moment. Let's click on.
No,
that.
it's not.
No. So at the moment,
even
it's
the back end.
Yeah, no. We're looking at the front end. So the fix to that is, so if you look at this, can you click on? Yeah. So this website is not secured, right? So you're trying to send it to people there. So what I would recommend is, can you see the destination URL? It says HTTPS. Can you remove the S?
Sure.
And save it. Click the green button. Tick. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So once you save it, now try it again. Probably going to take a few seconds. Let me try on my side. Just try in another browser if you can.
Okay, so try it in Firefox or something.
Yeah, trying a new one because what it's doing is still taking trying another browser where you haven't tried to remove the cookies or history and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it should take it there. Okay, so what's happening at the moment is your main domain is not secured.
Okay.
And Bright Water Digital.
Even when I go into the back end of
Yeah.
that brightwaterdigital.com.au, when I go into the WordPress back end,
Yeah.
it comes up with a similar
Problem, right?
It's like this is not secure.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is because there is no certificate installed on the domain on the website, so we need to fix that. So the easiest fix to do it is go into your WordPress backend
Okay, I can do that.
and look at the settings in general. It's there. Click on the
Oh, here we go. Settings. Yeah.
click the second one, writing.
Oh, see, yeah, this is
Yeah.
what I get. Advanced.
Yeah.
Proceed.
Yeah, so you're gonna keep getting that because your website domain is pointing to HTTPS.
Yeah. And have a look at this. The actual backend. Proceed to .dream.website.
Yeah, so we need to fix that. It's an easy fix once you get there.
Okay.
So I'll show you how to do it.
Okay, so I've got to get back into the backend.
Yeah, once you get there, we just need to remove the S from the HTTPS from the website address.
Okay.
Okay, can you see the domain at the bottom? See the website is HTTPS. The WordPress URL. No, can you see the WordPress URL?
Yeah.
That need to be changed, right?
Okay.
So at the moment it's pointing to that. So where is this WordPress hosted?
DreamHost.
All right, can you go into that?
Sure.
We're gonna fix that. So can you see that? That's where the problem is.
Okay. Do you recommend DreamHost? Because I found that going onto that website is incredibly slow. Is DreamHost a shitty host?
Yeah, look, I never used it, so I wouldn't know anything about it. So yeah, some of them are look pretty, when they're a bit cheaper, then they're trying to cram as many WordPress, as many websites on one server. So every server is kind of fighting for resources. Every website is fighting for resources. Yeah.
I actually don't know if I can log on to this one. It's been a long time.
Okay. So the problem is, here is the sort of, you understand that, at the moment, if you go to the WordPress website at the back end, it's pointing to the HTTPS. Okay. So this one, right?
Yeah.
We need to change that to point to HTTP, not S.
Okay. And
So
also
S need to
change
be
this as
removed.
well. So brightwaterdigital.com.au without the .dream.
Yeah, without the .dream and all that sort of stuff at the back end.
Okay.
Right?
Do these match? So the WordPress address ADL and the site address, should these be exactly the same?
No. Site address, the URL. So when you go into the domain side, it'll ask you the URL. So that URL need to be pointed to the HTTP, not S, but everything else, .com.au, like bridgewater.com.au, right?
Okay.
So when you do that, that should point it to the right place.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, when you get a chance, make the change. If you can't get it fixed, ping me tomorrow and we'll just jump on a call for 15 minutes. I'll fix it.
Okay. All right. No, thank you. I will do that as soon as I can get this reset. I'll go into that, make the change, go into the back end here, make the change, and then into here and make that. And that's already been changed, so that should
This is
work
fine.
after that.
This is all sorted. You
Perfect.
just have to go to the other side and make the change. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Jag. That I appreciate that. That gives
That's
me
okay.
something to chew on for the next few hours.
That's easy fix.
Yeah,
Easy.
I didn't want to proceed with the rest of the course until I'd done this, because I'm following it step by step. So
Yeah, that's okay. Look,
once
this
that's
is
done, I can.
this is the easiest fix. We can get it fixed anytime. So I think, yeah, create the email and all that sort of stuff along with that, and yeah, just get it going. Should be quick.
Cool. All right. Thank you. Thank you
Awesome.
kindly.
No problem. Any other questions?
Actually, no, I think everything's fine. Once I get this sorted and proceed, there will be other questions coming up. But other than that, no, I'll just get this done.
Yeah, no problem. Awesome. Perfect. All right,
Perfect.
let's give a big round of applause to David.
Thank you.
Having fun and also having conversation, right? Enjoying Queensland, right?
Yeah,
Surface
absolutely.
paradise. Good on you. All right, let's move. All right, David, if you can close the screen sharing, then
Oh, yeah, sure. How do I?
let's see who we have the next one. I think Claudia, you're the next one. If you finish cooking, you want to have a chat? Or are you probably still cooking?
Stop share. Here we go.
Yep, it's all good. All right, Claudia. Is all done? The meal is cooked? No, not yet. Still doing it? All right. Okay. So you can just listen to us today, unless you have any other questions. Okay. All right. Cool. No problem. All right. Let's move on to Katrina.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome. Good to see
How's-
you.
You too. How you going?
Very well. Very well.
That's
Going very
good.
well.
That's good. I've been MIA for a little while, and like you, Dave, I've just kind of put the brakes on, and I've just been dealing with what the universe has been throwing at me lately.
Oh, gee. Hope everything's
So-
okay.
Yeah, everything's fine. Just like with looking after my partner and then the kids and then the new job, it's just like everything is just hitting me all at once. There's always something. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to tap out for a minute.
Yeah.
Do what I have to do and then jump back in. So here I am, and I've still got lots of catching up to do.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck at my employing my the copywriter.
Yeah.
Because I've been having a bit of financial stuff as well. So I've just put the brakes on a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. If you stuck anywhere, you need help to find out the right resources. Chetan's been working with a few of them, so I'm sure he'll be happy to share the details.
Yeah, I'll definitely reach out to Chet one of these days.
Yeah. So he'll,
because he's doing well. Thank goodness. He's got a couple of calls, which is great.
Yeah, he'll
on
tell
you,
you more about
Chet.
it. Yeah, he's I think he's been pretty good, full on. I think he's been doing. So he'll update you after
Amazing.
this, right? So
Yeah.
also, just before I forget, I thought we'll sort of move on to Chetan as well soon. But just very quickly, a couple of things happened. Just want to sort of make you guys aware of that. One is we started a weekly activity thing. So, for example, if you want me to make sure that you get the work done, you need somebody to be accountable for your stuff, and you need a buddy, like somebody can ask you a question: what the heck is going on, where you at? I've started that. So every Monday morning, there is a list of things, or 3 things. We don't have many. 3 things you want to prioritize this week, 3 things you want to get it done this week. So just list down those 3 things and then see if you can make it happen, right? So somebody to just keep you accountable. It doesn't have to be about the business. Look, to be honest, it could be anything. From my perspective, could be anything, as long as you kind of getting used to creating your world before it happens. Like, most people live in reactive mode. Things just happen. What we trying to do on Monday mornings, we're just trying to create the week. Like, this is how we're going to do things, right? So that'll help everybody. And I do that all the time for me. And I'm just extending that to everybody and saying, hey, you want to be part of this. The other thing is, I was having a conversation with one of my clients, one of my consulting clients, and he asked me this good question. He said, Jag, I've got so many numbers to track. There's so many things to track in the business. What is the one number I should be tracking and making sure, if I just have to do one, what that number look like? What should I be tracking in my business? So number one thing, which I believe we should all be tracking, and that's the number one thing: how many sales conversation are we having? Sale conversation, meaning that you are sending them the proposal, you are sending them your offer. That is the sale conversation, and they jumping on the call and having conversation with those people. So if you can track that every week, how many you having, that's just the number one thing we should be doing it. I track 3-4 things, but I think it's really good for all of us to track one thing at least and say, hey, how many sales conversation I had last week? So if you look at the activity sheet, you'll see that one of the things which we are tracking is how many conversations I had last week. All right. So yeah, if you want me to be, accountability buddy, just fill those sheets and let's have a conversation every week about that. Cool.
Thanks, Jag. Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. All right, let's give a big round of applause to Katrina. All right, Chetan,
Okay.
it's all yours. Tell everybody first, how's that, how was last week? How many
Last week
appointments?
It was actually interesting. So I had 3 last week, 3 appointments. Obviously they didn't turn out to be clients, but it was just, it was good learning for me as well, because speaking to a client and then, seeing their reaction when I was showing them the pricing or having conversations, and everybody wants it, to be honest, but something is holding them back, which I haven't been able, I don't know if it's a price or it's something else that I'm not able to convert at the moment, which I think I'm trying to learn out as well. But everybody says, I realize I don't have anything. I need to do that, but I'm actually not doing it. This is for the daily content machine, by the way, guys, just in reference to that. So it was good. That's been good. I have another call tomorrow now. And I actually got someone today, which is very similar to what you told me, Jack. This guy said, hey, can you call me? You don't have your mobile number. So I called him up, and he asked me the same question. He's like, is your system automated? Because I've received 4 emails. Today was the last email. They kept saying, is your LinkedIn automated? What's happening and all this? I said, no, it's just me and my assistant. We actually type out the emails and send it in time. I'm sure he figured out, but his only question was, is it automated? So I wasn't really sure how to answer him. So I just said, no, it's not automated. We just type it. But I realized, and that's what I'm going to make sure in my next list and campaigns is not to have similar people from the same, checking my list builder and my campaigns, that they're not 2 people from the same office or same email, if it's hard codes. So having 3-4 hard codes people, that's what happened in my first 6 campaigns. So it was, then I had another conversation with someone who forwarded to his boss, and then his boss was in my second campaign. So then the boss said, hey, I just had a conversation with you. So I just apologizing. I don't know. I mean, I guess they can't really do anything major to us, right? About emailing like this.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Just say sorry. I think for me was personally, I usually said, hey, sorry, my VA made a mistake. Like, just sorry, my VA made a mistake. Everywhere I just apologize. That there's nothing. VA made a mistake. Yeah, because VA added many emails in there, so that was a VA's mistake.
Yeah. But what do we answer for the first? So the first email is done by me, pretty much. That's what we say, right? The personalized email is actually researched by myself, and then my VA sort of, is that what I'm saying, right?
No. I think depending what if somebody says to me, hey, is this being automated?
Yeah.
Say yes, sending the part is being automated by the tool, but we write personalized emails so that we specifically sending that email to you.
Okay.
Yeah. So we just got to be honest, because here's one thing. There might be one of those people who say, hey, I like your system and I just want to buy this. How you do that? Before that, when I was selling perception marketing and the fast growth method, 3 agencies came to me and they said, hey, we love your funnel and your system. Can we just buy that? And I said, why not? That's where the idea came from. Hey, why don't we just serve the agency people and say, hey, you don't need to do the back end work. Let us do the back end work, and we're just going to charge you this much every month. You can just sell to the client, and you don't need to hire technical staff. We do the work, and you just say to people, hey, we're doing it. It's my team. So that's where the idea came from. Because somebody said to me, can we buy the entire system? So yeah, just be honest with people, I think.
Okay. Yeah, that was the only one time I was a bit confused. I was like, what do I say to this guy? Because I remember you talking about this a while ago, but
Yeah.
obviously I don't have enough experience about this industry to be bullshitting anybody on a bigger level. So yeah. So that's interesting. Again, like one of the things we had was I replied back to the gentleman who had said his price is not in the same range. He never got back to me. So I understand, like, I'll have to figure that part out about when I'm doing the presentation as well. Because I know I go into the recommended one and say, I think this would suit you best.
Yeah.
And then but I'm letting them know there's also cheaper option. If you're interested, this is that. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
So just FYI, I think Chetan, you know that because we already had this conversation, but just for everybody else, I've actually somebody reached out to me and they said, hey, we want to do videos for you. And they gave me the pricing. I caught up with them and spoken to them and how they do it. They pretty much do exactly what we're trying to do. But one of the biggest difference is they send out a videographer and they want to do the content within 2 days. So they say, hey, you need to be aware, you need to be free for 2 days. And we send out the video guy and he shot the videos and everything. So they only putting the content once a week and they're charging $250 per video. Right. So meaning that $1,000 a month and you've put out 4 videos. And what we saying to them is, hey, you do 5 days and 20 videos a month and we charge $1,000, $2,000 or something. So our videos are about $100 a video, compared to the price. So if you have conversation with anybody, and they say, hey, you are too expensive, outside market is minimum they charge $250 per video. So that's just quite a lot of compared to what we do. So I think Chetan, just reduce the price show them the bottom one.
So start the opposite way, go from cheap.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I think I'm going from the 3K suddenly down there. So
no, sorry. Start from the highest, but also if they can't afford it, then you can actually say to them, hey, if somebody says, hey, this is out of my price range, then you ask them, hey, what's your price range? If they say, hey, my price range is about, say, I don't know, $500 a month, then you know that you can do once a week video for them for that price.
Yeah.
So say, hey, we only can deliver once a week video for this. So you discuss that after that. If somebody says, hey, I just want to do that, so just be honest, say, hey, we can only do once a week video, so you're only going to get 4 videos a month and pay us $500.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess I wasn't sure if I want to play around with the packages myself, because one of the things is, again, when we say conviction and not discounting unnecessarily, so that was on my mind, because
we're not discounting it. We're just looking at see which level they at and where they at. And also just keep in mind that my intention is just to make sure you go through the process with one of the clients. And once you have 3 clients and you've gone through the process, you probably won't even have to sell anything else other than the package. But once you have gone through the process, there's a lot of learning as part of that, man. A lot of learning. And I think one of the best thing you could do is just grab that learning as quickly as possible.
Okay. Now, that was obviously that part. My campaigns are running. So today starts the last set of my campaigns.
Yeah.
So I've got 4 going out this week, finishing on Thursday. So then that means 300 leads have been emailed.
Yeah.
I would say it was probably about a 5 to 7% bounce rate, but I couldn't do anything about that. And I didn't want to waste my time searching for each lead and trying to figure out which campaign bounced. And it was too hard. I was trying that. So that was fine.
5 to 7% bounce rate. I think if you're working with the same list builder, just to make them aware of that. So they need to be aware of that.
Yeah. So now I've only fixated one list builder. Before I had 2 who did 150 each. Now I've told one that I'll be building just with her, and I've told her the system and how to do it. So then we're not repeating leads, we're sort of going forward. So I'm going to be doing that.
Good.
Yeah. Now, I actually, in my LinkedIn, I had to stop one of my campaigns, which is an ad lead, because it just wasn't sort of going forward. So I started my Sydney campaign, right?
Yeah.
Can I share my screen?
Yeah, please.
And this would be something very interesting. I know you might even laugh at me for this. Just bear with me a second. Yeah. So, I originally, when I had done the campaign, I had put about 5 or 6. I'm just trying to show you here. So my sequence that we had done, right?
Yeah.
What I did was I copied everything in the original one, and then I copied Sydney, but I fixed up Adelaide one campaign when I was sending. So I was only sending 3 or 4 messages in that sequence.
Yeah.
What happened in Sydney was, and when I mean Sydney means the current campaign, I actually had all of these listed as follow-ups, everything in my thing. So it's only gone out to 30 people. And I went in to sort of check and realized that I had so many follow-up messages. I had about 6 follow-up messages that all included 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it was my stupidity, but I think it was a good learning, because I would have never got that if the LinkedIn rule wouldn't have come out. It would have just sort of gone.
Yep. So we're talking about email outreach now or LinkedIn?
No, this is WeConnect. Can you see the screen?
I can see the email.
Oh no, so sorry, I think I'm trying to share the other screen then. My apologies, people.
Yeah.
No.
So we just open up here.
Sorry, just give me a second. I'm just trying to share the right screen with everybody. Yeah, I think this one. Yeah. You can see, do we connect now, guys?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
So, sorry. So yeah, what I meant to say was, so this was where I had made my whole sequence.
Yeah.
And I think somehow or the other, my sequence actually had everything in it, all the follow-up messages, not. You see, it was supposed to be some with certain replies and everything, right? So.
Did you just copy everything? Control A.
No, I think in the original campaign, it was already set. And then after I spoke to you, I deleted everything, but I had copied that campaign as another campaign with a different name, which I was going to start later. So anyway, what I've simply done now is, and this is what I want to ask you, right? This is my actual sequence now, what I think should work. So obviously the first name, which I said, this is the original message that I send, good connection message.
Yeah.
Then the second automatic reply, if they don't reply, obviously after 5 hours, is going to be great to connect. I was hoping if you can give me a hand with something.
Yep, good. So
I've got a couple of people saying it's already a sales pitch and all that. I said, no, I'm just sort of unique to you because I saw your profile is, wasn't personalized. So I just wanted to ask you a question. They didn't get back to me. And then the third follow-up, which is the final follow-up, automated one, is this one, which I'm doing now.
Understand when you are in real estate, it's hard time to create content. Can you scroll down? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So this is pretty much the offer. And now after this, I'm not going to do any more because I think then it gets
that's it. Done. Yeah, that's it. Nothing else. So here is what's going to happen, right? So here is what's going to happen. So when people see you as you are a marketer, any reply you're going to say, anything you're going to send it to them, they're going to think, hey, this is a marketing message.
Right.
Because your profile say you are a marketer, right? So some of the things you might be mindful of that, you need probably say, instead of saying marketer, you can say founder, like, or something else. So just be mindful of that because you said marketing in your title and people are going to reply. So what we're looking for people is, so here is my second message to people. Usually people come to me and say, hey, yeah, Jag, what can I do for you? Like, what do you need help with? Hey, what is this? What do you want us to do? Like anything, what do you want? Like, this is what my next message is usually like, hey, thanks for appreciate your reply. I was hoping this is what we do, and I was hoping if you know somebody who this might be useful to, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the second message if somebody reply.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what they say. Hey, is this a marketing message? Hey, appreciate your reply. Not for you, but this is what we do. Do you know anybody who would need this kind of service? You know, so that's how we sort of tackle that.
Okay.
So just starting the conversation, people usually reply back. You know, so
Yeah.
now this looks good, perfect.
Yeah, so this is just a 3-step LinkedIn one. And yeah, I realized my mistake and that was stupid of me. Now I know, definitely won't do that again.
Good,
That was
good.
that was good. Yeah, okay, so that's good. That's done. Sorry, and now I have, obviously we have a call tomorrow.
So where did that call tomorrow come from? Did they come from LinkedIn or did they come from
No,
cold
no,
outreach?
cold
Email?
outreach. So
Email.
the guy just said, you give me a call. So I called him up,
Yeah.
had a conversation. I said, let me get you on Zoom tomorrow. I had the same call last week when someone from Brisbane just messaged me on my last email saying, hey, give me a call. So I
Yeah.
called up a guy, I showed it to him, but yeah, I don't know. I wasn't sure about that guy. He seemed like, he was a bit arrogant in his conversation. So I was already like, do I really want to work with this kind of a person? I don't want, because I know what's going to happen later, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think it's, if you can feel the energy, then
Yeah. And the last thing I want to do with you, let me just share another screen with you, is actually because I spoke to someone I know about the cold outreach email method.
Yeah.
I don't know which.
So let's open rate 62%, man. You are cool.
Yeah, it's actually working. And I think by putting the name of the people in the subject line, that helped me more.
Yeah, good. So you're just putting the tag there, like that's
yeah.
what
So you have to put the tag in Yesway. You have to put it in the main body and then copy the tag and put it up, because you can't put a tag in the subject line directly.
Got it.
So
all of you guys, if that confused you, you don't know how to do it. When it's your turn to do it, we'll just let you know how to do it. So don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'll probably create a very quick video for you to see that. So
yeah. So you can see the screen with the cold outreach project manager. Is that the screen being shared?
I can see it. Yep.
Yeah.
I can see the Word document. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I just had a few questions about this, obviously, which was that now when I spoke to this gentleman that I know, right? They're actually I know them very well. So I also told him, look, I am starting this service, so it might sort of work out with you. So it makes it a bit easier for me to get practice out of this as well.
Yeah.
But when I realized the emails we send, when the text we write, when we say the third email, we say hey, with the name, and we write other things and all that. They're obviously a bit more more serious and more different. They wouldn't be communicating that way.
Yeah.
So I was wanting to know 3 things, right? So the email sequence, quick question works pretty well for the subject line. That's fine with the name, right?
Yeah.
It's good to, obviously, if they're going to be accountants, then I will have my line writer figure something out based on the accountants, what they've done. We don't have to talk about anything else, but I figured that with the line writer. The email body, right? Now, I don't think he would want to send messages like, hey, I hope my email didn't get buried and all that, because I doubt the way we as marketers are messaging them in certain things, he would obviously want a different email body, and I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah. So I think your job is to draft it, and their job is to look at it and make sure that sort of fits in the industry standards. So for example, if I'm sending to any MD or anybody, so here is one thing, right? When I was sending to people, so I don't know whether this thing comes with the confidence or whether this thing comes from the way you see the world. I don't actually know, but here is my thought, right? Whenever I send an email to somebody who is a founder of a startup and they just got a funding, my email was very casual. My email was, hey, buddy, like, no, sorry, I never said buddy, but hey, kind of thing, right? With the name. Kind of formal, but very informal, like just having conversation. But I've seen many people kind of go into formal kind of ways Depending which industry you're in, yeah, I think you probably have to speak to the client and see if that they're okay with and they resonate with that. They need to approve it basically. So what you're going to be doing is you're personalizing the line writing. They're going to be approving the normal email template or the copy. Once they do it and they understand it, this is for our industry, then yeah, you're good to go. Your job is just to write the draft first.
Okay.
So yeah, have a conversation. It doesn't mean that you have to say the final thing. They need to say the final say and say, hey, this has been approved. Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. So yeah, so that obviously answers questions based on that.
Yeah. So I usually don't say, look, and this is my personal thing, depending, some people might find it okay. I don't say, like, I don't go very frank with people like, hey buddy, hey mate. Yeah, I'm kind of formal but informal. So I don't say sir. I can clearly say if somebody writing this email copy from subcontinental background, they always calls me sir, because that's how people are, say stuff, and then that's how somebody
Yeah.
overseas wrote it. So
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know. Now, on that note, I'll obviously have to work out a proposal with you, because I want to know sort of what can I send them on a Google Doc later on. I'll try to connect with you tomorrow or the after. So what am I writing to say, okay, this is the proposal, we're going to do cold email outreach, this is what we're charging and all. How would it make it sound a bit more enticing, I guess?
oh yeah, okay, exactly the way we did it for for the other one, right? For the
Dairy Content Machine.
Okay, yeah, let me put it together. I'll send it to you. That's fine.
Okay.
I've already got it, so easy.
I'll try that. Now, in this service also, because I think cold outreach would be a good service to have. And now I want to figure out, do I go telling them charging per client? Because I know through the video, you can take two options. You can either say 2,500 or 3,500 for a month for 5 clients, up to 5 clients, or charging per client.
Look, I think initially, depending who they are,
Mhm.
if your market is coaches and consultant type of people, then you can say, hey, 500 per meeting. So you're going to be converting them. So we give you the meetings, and this is how much we're going to charge. And if your market is pretty good business people, I think depending how confident you feel in asking for and saying, hey, we're going to charge this much per month. And then this is what we're going to do, but they haven't seen the results yet. So I think they might come back and saying, hey, I don't know if this is going to work.
Yeah.
So the next question is, yes, it works. Let's come in the middle, meaning that we're only going to charge you per appointment.
Yeah. And appointment. So once we get a Google Calendar booked with them, or Calendly, depending on what they're using, and the client shows up, that means we get paid, right?
Yeah. So here is one thing. So this is so let's so that everybody's clear on this. So the question is, how do we hand over this lead to the client for them to close it, right? So this is the process we use is pretty straightforward, meaning that we consider ourselves as part of the client's team. So we are not the one we saying, hey, we are the external marketing company. We are part of the team, and you are part of the team within the client's team. So what are you doing is, like in any other business, it happens, somebody else is going to speak to them, right? So you create a connection, you create all that to make sure that the meeting or the handover goes really well. Meaning that you book a meeting. So this is the question you need to ask: who do the meeting need to be booked with? Who are the people within the client's company? So you book a meeting with in their Calendarly. You create a connection. You send an email to the client sales guy, and you send an email to the prospect and connect them. Hey, David, Sean is going to be jumping on the call with you to have a conversation about this product. Sean, meet David. David is pretty cool. This. We already have the conversation. I just want to make sure that you understand, Sean, that this is what's going to happen. Right? So you create that conversation. You create that connection in that email. Right? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So, for example, it's like in any other company, how would you hand over to somebody else?
Yeah. So that means sorry, and I'm just trying to figure out. So the title of the email, where right now it's Chet, marketing by Chet, for example.
Yeah.
and I use their email address with the .NET or whatever we get second domain.
Yeah, you
What-
will be doing it. Absolutely. You'll be using their email address, their second email address. Yes.
And what would the title be like? Who's thanks Chetan, or is it thanks someone
no,
their
no.
name, or
Could be anything. You could be part of the, so whatever we did for you for the cold outreach, if you're doing that for the client, your business is out of the picture.
right?
So now think of client's business exactly from day one. You create a separate domain for client, you create a separate email address for the client, and you
Mhm.
create a separate signature. You give yourself a title, whatever the title is,
Ah, okay.
right? Whatever that is. So you are becoming part of client's business,
All right.
right?
And
So
that-
you are not there, you are just working within client's business.
Okay, so that means it can just, for example, it can be Chetan Sales Executive company name, their company name, for example.
Yeah.
Right.
Could be
Yeah.
anything. You name yourself. I think have a conversation with client first that, hey, we're gonna give ourselves this title. Are you okay with that?
Mhm. Okay, so then that means the personalized lines are pretty much coming from me to say, if you're on the receiving end, that means it's not coming from the CEO. The CEO is using my services,
No.
but I'm a sales executive who's actually reaching out and doing the
That's
personal- Okay.
right. Yes.
So then it changes the way, because
Yeah.
someone at that position is not going to talk. I could talk in a different way, obviously.
Yeah. It's all about you and you working for the company, and then you writing an email trying to create a connection with somebody else.
Okay.
And then once the connection's been made, then
Mhm.
you just handing over to somebody else and saying, hey, Sean, meet David. We just had a conversation about this. Just want to make sure that you understand David is going to be jumping on the call with you to about this subject. And if you got any question, just reply to this email. This email is just to send out so that I can create a connection between you two, right? So
Okay.
just create a connection with them.
That makes sense. I wasn't sure about that. Thank you for that.
So once the connection is created, so here is one thing, right? So just to keep that in mind. And I think this is the education process. So what happens is some salespeople they need to be educated really well. What they do is, and it happened to me with one client, and I kind of didn't like it. And I want to sort of tell you guys what happened. After the connection's been created, meaning that, hey, this is the guy, this is a meet this person, meet that person, and the connection's been created, this sales dude trying to close the client before the call, right? So some people are desperate, and you could actually see that. So this guy is trying to close, hey, David, Sean here from the ABCD Private Limited. I'm looking forward to speak to you. By the way, this. We do really well. We do this really well. And he gone into sales mode before even jumping on the call with the client. So when something like that happens, it is the worst thing. So it is your job to make sure that the salespeople on the other side are not trying to close the client before the call. Right? Hope you need to tell them that, because otherwise they'll try to close. So make sure that they understand that.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. So just
Good
be mindful of
experience
that. This is the problem. I'm telling you, you're going to have it because salespeople, some of them are desperate and they're going to come and try to close it.
True.
Right. So just keep that in mind.
All right. So that solves these things as well. And then I'll obviously let them know we'll at least take about 3 weeks before we start. By the time we get the list built, you start the mail warming and all that process. Because without mail warming, obviously, anyway, you can't start. So that's all right.
Yeah.
Now, one last thing. I haven't interviewed a project manager yet, and I couldn't find like a description for a project manager. Should I just say that I'm looking someone to manage a email campaign project?
No, just say that ops manager, not project manager, ops manager, operations manager.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the role.
And
So-
what am I? Sorry, after you.
Yeah. So I think just keep in mind, you don't need that until you have at least 3 clients. So don't get it. Like, for example, if you are working full time in the business, if you have a job and you have 3-4 clients and you want somebody to manage them, that it's understandable. but you don't need it today until you have clients onboarded,
Okay.
right? So
All right, that's fine. All right, that makes sense. And you suggest also for the cold outreach method, like right now, I'm following what you say, right? I actually ask them the timings and I send them the Google Zoom link and I send it to them and book a meeting.
Yeah.
Do I do that with these clients as well? Or do I just send them a calendar link of the client and say, book your meeting?
now, remember what we said? There is a rule in the Calendly world. We never, ever, 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 doesn't matter how many times, ever send a calendar link to anybody, to especially to the prospect to book a client, to book a call. So we do that on our client's behalf, meaning that we ask them, hey, what time suits you? And we say to them and say, hey, so we look at the sales guy's calendar and we'll make sure that, and we suggest a couple of timings and say, hey, we are available this time or this time, which time suits you better? If this doesn't suit you better, let us know other timings.
Okay, and we make the link and just send it out to them. All right.
You book in the client's calendar and
Mhm.
you ask the prospect, hey, when are you available? You will never send a Calendly link to the prospect saying book a time. They will not book it. Yeah, they will never book it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. I think that was the only questions. And then maybe next time I'll ask you about how to, once my campaign's finished, how to actually read the campaigns again. I know you said the most important thing is sales conversations, but because it says meetings booked and all in the sheet that you've given, obviously we're not using that meeting tracker.
Yeah. So you want me to walk you through? You want to open up?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So there are three things. So email cold outreach, we track three things. So open rate, which is perfect.
Right now,
Yep.
response rate, because I have to figure out which one are we talking about the response.
So the response rate is how many people responded to that email. So open the opened and replied.
Yeah. So I know there might be some other thing which I can, like I downloaded something today, which is
So
this.
can you look at my report? Click on my report.
This is the report I downloaded.
Or did you? Okay.
So total recipients, open percentage, because there's no click. Now, I don't know if connect means.
Sorry, we can't see it, Chetan. Different screen.
Let's keep changing. You see now?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
So yeah. So I guess connect means people who've replied.
Yeah, connected. Yeah. So these are the ones which are, yeah. So this is going to go back to that sheet and they are responded.
Yeah. And I need to now figure out a way, how do I know exactly from which campaign that meeting came from?
Search it. Search that email address.
Yeah. So,
yeah. So you really need to have that meeting booked because if you can't do it, I mean, initially you probably have to do it. Otherwise, ops manager will do that later down the track.
Yeah.
But yeah, just be mindful of that. We really need to say how many meetings are getting booked because we want to see our success rate.
Right.
Because if you don't know the success rate, it's just going to be really hard for us because when we see, okay, so here is the open rate, 62% is open rate, right? And we're getting, 20% people responding back to that.
Right.
And out of 20%, we're getting, I think usually is about 5% meetings booked, right? And 5% we're closing, I don't know, say 40% out of that. So meaning that 3 people out of that we're closing. Or 2 people out of that we are closing. So if you can't close out of them, then we know that, okay, the problem is in closing. Let's fix that. So you segment that so that we can fix the problem. When you segment it, then it's easy to fix.
And when you say segment, what specifically? Like
that the sheet which I given you, if you go back to the one which the template I've given.
Yeah.
So that's meaning that the dividing all that into different segments. And if there is a problem we see in a very specific segment, we can pick it up and say, okay, we need to fix that very specific thing. If we can't meet that, that need to be fixed. So go back to the template.
This is, can you see it? No, you can't.
No, we seeing you downloaded.
No, this is the one, the template you gave, right? So the campaign name, open rate, response rate, meetings booked.
No, so we can't see the screen.
Oh.
It's not on the, yeah.
I just need to share the desktop. Can I do that? Actually, is there a
Yeah,
way
share
to?
the desktop.
I'm not too sure how to share the desktop exactly.
When you go into there, just there is a first screen desktop one desktop. Yeah, everything should be there.
Okay, now can you see?
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah,
this
okay.
one, the one you can see, this is the one I've given. So you manually have to put it there.
Yeah.
So
this is
response rate is yeah.
so
manually
response rate would be what the connect rate, which comes from the
connect
report.
rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
meeting booked is a manual, sale is a manual.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So this was the last thing. Obviously, yeah, it's going well. I think this campaign, and I'm learning as I go because, like, I've fixed up a day of Friday where I put 5 campaigns for the following weekend. So I've got trying to get my line writers to systemize and give it to me by Wednesday or Thursday, so I can go through it and
Yeah.
put it in. Yeah, getting there. I think I'm getting more and more confident, but
You're getting the hang of it, right?
Yeah.
Getting the yeah.
yeah.
So here's
But
one thing which we haven't talked about. And I think we should talk about it. Let's finish this. Chetan, any other questions on this?
Yeah, no, I think that was it.
Yep.
I guess I just have to also get used to people replying back, and if they think it's too many emails and all that. So I'm learning not to take it personally. Today was a bit of a shock for me when this guy was talking to me, but
Yeah.
I guess like you're saying, they can't really do anything about it. Just say
Yeah.
sorry and thank you very
You
much.
just got to go through the process, man. And I think you'll learn it. It doesn't matter how many times we're trying to do that. You just got to go through the process. So for us, I think one thing which we haven't done it so far, we got to apply the same rule to Facebook, which we haven't done it. Right. So if you got a bit of free time, you have a VA available, somebody you want to hire it, we want to do the same thing on Facebook Messenger as well. Right. Facebook Messenger, I'm not talking about ManyChat. Facebook Messenger is manually sending messages to people, manually engaging people, and asking them exactly what we're sending them on LinkedIn as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a training pretty soon. Just put it out there exactly so that you can use that as well. So the biggest problem with Facebook, you can't automate it. If you're trying to use any tool to automate the way we did it on LinkedIn, Facebook will ban your account. Right. So somebody has to manually do it. Either you do it or somebody else. So if you don't have clients and you don't want to spend money to Facebook, I would say manual work works the better. You at least get few clients. So yeah, I'm going to do that training. So method is exactly the same as we doing on LinkedIn, but it's more manual, right? So yeah, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do the training pretty soon, so you guys can actually use that. So it's going to be cold outreach method, email, LinkedIn, and Facebook, and the same thing applies on Instagram as well. But Instagram is a bit of another beast. For one big reason, Instagram account can get blocked. So you don't want to send it from your own account. You want to send it for somebody else's account. Facebook is still better. All right. Let's give a big round of applause to Chetan. Good work, Chetan. You're doing really well, my friend. I think, yeah, it's good stuff. 4 or 5 meetings booked and having conversation, which is awesome. All right, guys, before we leave, any questions? I'll just open up. Any other questions? If not, thank you. And I'll see you guys on Thursday.
I just have one question quickly.
Yeah,
This might not be related, guys, but it's about this platform. When I turn the video off, is there any way that I can get my photo to actually show up? Because I've noticed Katrina has it, Chet's got it. I think you've got it, Jag, but I haven't got it. I don't know what I need to do. Do I have to pay the money?
No. It's just pay the money.
You're so funny, David. It's a simple
just
fix.
your profile picture, nothing else. So when you go in the Zoom account,
Yep.
I can show it to you. Just give me 30 seconds. Let me
So it's a simple thing. I just thought maybe it was only on a paid subscription or something to Zoom.
Let me share my screen, so I'll show it to you. Easy fix, very, very easy fix. So there are a couple of ways you can do it. And this is the main. Can you see my screen? Zoom?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So go in my account. There you go. Can you see this profile picture pops up?
Ah, there we
Can
go.
you just change whatever you like to change it to? So this is the
Okay.
picture, right? So that's it. Done. Now you are a Zoom champion.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. I didn't actually go to that page before. I just, yeah, anyway, I'll do that.
Awesome.
You're
No
on
problem.
holiday mode, man.
I am.
Right, guys.
Holiday mode for sure.
Have fun, and I'll see you guys on Thursday for our $1 Million Mindset.
Thanks,
See you
guys.
Thanks, guys.
now.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
Good night. Bye.